recording start. Yeah. So good morning. So we are, you know what DFT is, what discrete Fourier transform is, and for finding discrete Fourier transform, what you normally do is you'll find sigma xn z raised to minus n. That is a transform, but instead of z, if you have wn, then it becomes sigma xn wn raised to kn. Where wn is e raised to minus j2 pi by n, and you find the discrete Fourier transform. This is how you normally do. But this is not an optimum, or you can implement this function a little bit faster in hardware or in digital signal processor, or even in computer, which is a digital device. You can implement a faster version of this kind of Fourier transform, discrete Fourier transform. So today we shall see how to do that. So we shall see what is fast Fourier transform and which algorithm you use for finding these DFTs faster. Okay, so you would have noticed that in your MATLAB or in your Octave or Scilab programming, you will see inbuilt functions like f of t, which do the discrete Fourier transform in a faster way. So we'll see what is behind these functions. Okay, so we'll be starting presentation now. Okay, so coming to the topic, the fast Fourier transform. Okay, so today we will be seeing what is fast Fourier transform. So there are fast Fourier transform, as the phrases indicate, it is the it's an algorithm which is used to find DFT in a faster way. Okay, and let us see how it is done faster. What is the equation for DFT? Basically, you know that equation for DFT is sigma xn wn raised to kn, where wn is e raised to minus j2 pi by n. So basically you can write this as, which you represent as capital XK, which is the DFT, sigma xn wn raised to k, where wn is e raised to minus j2 pi by n. Okay, now in this equation, n varies from, say, 0. If the xn, the signal xn is causal, it starts from n equal to 0, and you have from n equal to 0 to infinity summation. Now xn is a signal, say, starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So these have different values. Suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, okay, etc. Then you can split this into even and odd terms, right? So xn, if you represent xn as x, if you take x to n, and if you give n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc., x2n will take value x0, x2, x4, x6, etc. That is the even terms. Okay. So suppose you write this as even and odd terms, where n you give values as 2n and 2n plus 1. This can be split into two terms, right? So when n take value 1, x2n can be or n takes 0 value, x2n will be x0. When n take 1 value, this will be x2. Similarly, if you take x2n plus 1, and if you give different values to n, say starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, etc., this will take value for n equal to 0, this will take value x1. For n equal to 2, this will take value, for n equal to 1, this will take x3, x5, etc. So this can be basically split into even and odd terms. So this total summation xn you can write as sigma. Instead of xn, you write as x2n. You split odd and even terms. 2n wn raised to k 2n. Now the length of series, suppose your length of series is capital N, then you may need to take only till n by 2 to cover the entire even terms, and similarly in the odd terms also you need to take from 0 to n by 2 minus 1. So let us give value to n equals 0 to n by 2 minus 1. x2n wn raised to k2n. So this is the summation of even terms. Similarly, you will have summation of odd terms, which you can write as n equals 0 to n by 2 minus 1 again. 2x 2n plus 1 wn raised to k raised to 2n plus 1. Okay, so this is your total summation, or this is the DFT capital XK. So basically what you're going to find is the DFT of the signal xn, okay, which you can split like this. Now, if this is the case, let us split this into again. This can be written as, or the second term. Okay, let us write the whole term, sigma n equal to take sigma n equal to 0 to n by 2 minus 1 x2n wn raised to 2kn plus sigma n equal to 0 to n by 2 minus 1 x2n plus 1. Let us take wn raised to 2kn here, and what is remaining? Wn raised to kn is remaining. Sorry, wn raised to k is remaining. So this you can write as okay. If you consider this as set transform, instead of w, if you have set, you have x2n z raised to 2n, right? So that you can write basically as sigma, if you represent odd term as x0n, odd term, sorry, even term of xn as x0n is even term and x1n is odd term. Suppose you represent it like this. Okay, you can write this as x0n z raised to minus wn raised to wn is raised to minus a2 pi by n. So this will be z raised to minus n. This you can write as z square raised to minus n, because you have a 2 term here, wn raised to kn, wn raised to minus kn will become z raised to minus n. So this will become z square raised to minus n plus sigma x1n, where x1n represent the odd terms of xn, z square raised to minus n again. And instead of wn raised to n, you will be having wn raised to n, you will be having z raised to k. So this is basically, it's called a polyphase decomposition, which you may not be knowing now. We'll see it later. This is called polyphase decomposition. And okay, this from this, what do you understand? You first take the, you consider this, find the capital XK. What you're doing is you're splitting your signals into odd and even terms, and then what you're doing is basically finding the n by 2 point DFT. Your DFT points are lesser now, and you are adding it with the odd terms DFT multiplied by Wn raised to k. Okay, this Wn raised to k you can take outside because summation is n equal to 0 to n by 2. So let us take this outside. So this is Wn raised to k. Okay, so you can represent this as like this. First you are taking the, before that, let me ask you, are you able to see the video clearly? Are you able to hear me clearly? Please give me some feedback through mic, through sound.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yeah, thank you. So coming back, so what you do is you are splitting your whole xn terms into odd and even terms. So this is the even terms, x0, x2, x4, x6. Suppose that you have values from x0 to x7, 8 terms. Okay. Then normally what you do to find xk is you'll find 8-point DFT, right? So instead of finding 8-point DFT, what you are doing here is you are splitting your xn into odd and even terms. That is x0n is the odd term represented as x2n, and x1n is the even term, odd terms represented as x2n plus 1. So you can see that this is the odd terms, and here you have even terms. Okay, sorry, this is the odd term, and this is the here you have even terms, and here you have odd terms. And what you're doing is you're finding n by 2 point DFT. So if you find n by 2 point DFT, what you're getting is, or we'll write this last equation from the previous slide, sigma n equal to 0 to n by 2 minus 1 x2n wn raised to kn plus sigma n equal to 0 to n by 2 minus 1 again x2n plus 1 wn raised to kn, and here also you have 2n plus 1, that will come as multiplication wn raised to k, right, from the previous slide. Wn raised to k is here multiplied by this term. Okay, so to find, say, this is basically what you have here is basically your xk. So to find this xk, what you have to do is, okay, suppose you're finding x0, what will you do? You will take, you give k equal to 0, then what is this equation? This equation becomes sigma n equal to 0 to n by 2 minus 1, again x2n wn raised to k is 0 now. So this becomes 0 plus wn raised to 0 multiplied by sigma x 2n plus 1 wn raised to n. So k becomes 0. So this is also 0. So basically what you're doing is you are to find capital X0, you're multiplying your x1. This is basically, what is this basically? This is the DFT of this is basically the DFT of first O term, or you can represent this as capital X00. Term is DFT of the even terms of xn. This equation, since your k value is 0, this will anyway become wn raised to 0. But if this was some other value, this will take different values, wn raised to kn. So as n varies, this will take different values if k is non-zero. So basically that is x00, and what you have here is the O terms DFT, which you represent as x10, okay, which is multiplied by wn raised to k, wn raised to kn, but k is 0 here, so wn raised to 0. So what you have here is basically x00 plus wn raised to 0 into x10, okay, x0 plus wn raised to 0 into x10. So you can see that to find x0 in this, what you're doing is basically finding x00 here. Here you have x00, okay, plus wn raised to 0 into x10. You have x10, which is the DFT of the odd terms. In this you have odd terms. So from that you have find x10, which is the first term of the DFT. You have 4-point DFT. That is actually you should have taken 8-point DFT, but you have made this into 2, the odd and even. And in this case, you need to take 4-point DFT in each cases. 4-point DFT in each cases. That is n by 2-point DFT. N is 8. So you need to find 4-point DFT here. So if you find 4-point DFT, what you're getting is a 4-point DFT here, which is represented as x00, x001, x02, etc., which are the DFT of the even terms. Similarly, DFT of the odd terms are represented as x10, x11, etc., like this. So in the first term, which is what you're finding is capital X0, you got that it is x00 plus wn raised to 0 into x10. So x00, you take it here, okay. You multiply x10 with wn raised to 0. So x10 is here. x10 you multiply with wn0. You have a wn0 multiplication here. You can see a mark arrow this multiplication. So x10 is multiplied by wn0, and you get capital X0. Similar to this, you can find x2n, which will be x01 plus wn raised to 1 into x11. This is multiplied with this, and you get x11, and you get all this. Okay. So this is the first step. Now, if you proceed like this, okay, let us again divide this x0n. Let's come to the next slide. Here you have, let's write in the, yeah, here we have space. x0, xn, we split as x01 or x0nn, x1n, which are the even and odd terms. Okay. Now these even terms, again, if you have say x0, x2, x4, x6, x8, etc. We can take odd and even terms from this. If you take even terms, it will be these values. So if you take the even terms from this, it will be x0, x4, x8, x12, like this. It will go. And you can call this as odd terms of the odd terms. So you'll represent it as x00n. That is, we first took the odd terms from the series xn, sorry, even terms from the series xn, and again you take even series from the series x0n, so that become x00n. And if you select, so it will be x0, x0n is x0, x8, and if you have x16, that will be x16, like this. And okay, this is okay, this is basically x0n. So what I have written is x000n, but this is x00n. This is x00n, where you have taken again the odd even terms. Now if you take the odd terms, you get from this, if you take the odd terms, you get x2, x6, x10, etc. And this you represent as x 0, 1n. Use some representation, that is, from the odd terms you again find odd and even, then it become, so 1 may represent odd term, 0 may represent even term. So like that, from the representation itself, you will be able to see what are the sequences you have taken. Now if you take it like this, so if you select x0, x4, x8, x12, etc., you can see that here you have x0 and x4 taken together. So this basically, this signal is what is x0, 0n is. Okay, these are the even terms of the even terms. Okay, so that forms x0 and x4. And in that case, again, if you split your odd terms and even terms, x0n, you have the even terms. Then you will split it into x0, 2n, wn raised to kn sigma. So your summation will be from n by 4 minus 1, 0 to n by 4 minus 1, plus again summation x0, 2n plus 1, wn raised to k. Again, instead of n, you have 2n plus 1. So what has happened here? Here, basically, what is x0n? x0n is odd, even terms of the signal xn. So x0, if you take x0 to n, basically you are finding the even terms of xn. So like that. So x0 to n, this basically become the summation of this, and you have n by 4 point DFT. So from that, basically you are getting capital X00 and capital X001. The representation is same here. 00 means even of the even. So capital X00 is the DFT of the even functions of Xn. So that multiplied by Wn raised to 0, and what you get here is basically the what you have in the previous step. So what you get, capital X0, 0 is what you get at this point. Here you get X0, 0. Now if you get X0, 0, you have X1, 0 here. You multiply X1, 0 with Wn raised to 0 and add X0, 0 here to get X0. So till this point, this portion is same as what we have in the previous slide here. And the portions to the left of this is what we have done. We have again redone this for small portions, for half the portions. We took the half the portion and again applied the odd and even terms. So you find odd of even and odd of even. So you found that this is again multiplied with Wn raised to 0, and using these equations you can find the solution like this. Now if you again proceed like this, you can get n by 8 point DFT, and you take again one of the uh, even terms and odd terms, again you split. In that case you'll get next x000n, which is the even terms of x of n. First you take the even terms of x of n, then you get x0n. Then from that again you take the even terms from that, then you get x00n. Again from that, if you take the even terms, you get x000n. So in that case, what will happen here? This portion will again be split into two. So it will become n by 8 point DFT. N by 8 point DFT, n is basically 8. So this will become 1 point DFT, and what basically happen is you have this multiplication. We'll go to the next slide. So till this portion we have in the previous slide. You can see it here. The right side, this portion is what we have in the previous slide. Okay. Now again, this portion is left side of this is split into two. You can find the x0. This x0 is basically x0000 or x00n. Similarly, this is the odd like that. You split it into like this, and if you multiply with the values, you get the capital X0, X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, X6, X7, and this is called the decimation in time FFT algorithm for n equal to 8. This is also called butterfly representation of this has some uh, interesting pattern, so it is also called butterfly pattern also. This is basically decimation in time, DIT, decimation in time. Similar to this, we have decimation in frequency algorithm, fast FFT algorithm, which we'll see in next class. So this is basically the fast Fourier transform algorithm. We shall see how this is computationally efficient. What is the complexity reduction in this case? All these things we'll see. I hope you understood what decimation in time is, right? Okay, so we'll stop the presentation now. Yeah. I'll stop recording also.